The prison gates opened after 15 years. Jeon Yong-sul stepped into the sunlight. A convicted murderer granted parole through the persistent efforts of Professor Kim, a criminal justice professor who believed in redemption. Professor Kim had written letters, testified at hearings, vouched for Jeon's rehabilitation. He'd staked his reputation on this man's second chance. When Jeon walked free, the professor welcomed him with open arms, offering friendship and support. 6 months later, Jeon appeared at the professor's door. His eyes were different now, hollow and desperate. "I need money," he said. "Just a loan. You know I'm good for it." Professor Kim hesitated. Something felt wrong. "I can't, not right now. Let me help you find work instead." The refusal hung in the air like a death sentence. 3 days later, Professor Kim's wife found him in his study. The man who'd fought for a killer's freedom had become his second victim. The weapon, the method, the cold calculation, it was all too familiar. Jeon had simply returned to what he knew best. When police arrested Jeon, he showed no remorse. "He promised to help me," he said flatly. He didn't keep his promise. The detective stared at him in disbelief. "He saved your life. He got you out of prison." Jeon shrugged. "And I needed money." He said no. Current status. Jeon Yong-sul was sentenced to death for the murder of Professor Kim. The case sparked intense debate about parole systems and the rehabilitation of violent offenders in South Korea. Professor Kim's colleagues established a scholarship in his name, though many questioned whether his faith in redemption had been tragically misplaced. The case remains one of the most haunting examples of how Shan Yi can meet evil, and how some debts are repaid in blood. Jeon's execution status remains unclear, as South Korea has maintained an unofficial moratorium on capital punishment since 1997, though death sentences continue to be handed down.